Alright guys, I have a really cool product to show you here today. I'm really excited about it. This is the LaTrax Alias, and as you can see down here it says powered by TRAXXAS. It's basically a TRAXXAS brand, but they call it LaTrax. Pretty cool. I've had RC boats and cars by TRAXXAS. They're all really good quality, so I'm really happy to try this thing out. Now let's talk about it before we take it out of the box. There's lots of cool features. First off, it has a 6-axis gyro stabilization, and that's pretty cool. Lots of quadcopters still nowadays only have 3 or 4 axis, so they're at the top of the line there. This will do 3D flips, rolls, and twists. So it'll do all types of tricks at the push of a button, which is really awesome. We'll talk about it, the flight modes in a second here. It has 3 different flight modes. But also what's really cool is the transmitter has telemetry. And the only function it really has is to tell you how much battery is left in the helicopter batteries. So you can look down at your transmitter and see how much battery you have left, which that's pretty cool as well. So there's 3 flight modes, and they're going to be the novice mode, which is low rates with everything enabled, your stabilization, your auto leveling. If you let go of the cyclic, it's going to level itself out. And that's going to be awesome for indoors, for beginners, even for outdoors if you just want to have an easy flight. It's going to give you plenty of movement, but it's not going to be very high rates. Second mode, which they call EXP1, is going to be a high rate mode, but you're still going to have the auto leveling. It's still going to have lots of safety measures in place, but you're going to have a lot more control, a lot more movement. So you'll have high rates there. Now while you're in this mode, you can do 3D flips, rolls, and twists with just a couple pushes of a button. So we'll show how that works too. It's pretty cool once we take it out and fly it. Then you have EXP3, or we'll call it mode 3, and that's basically full control, super high rates. Basically you better know what you're doing. I'd recommend that you've flown collective pitch helicopters before if you're going to be doing the EXP2 mode, which is the advanced mode. You're not going to have all the auto leveling and stuff, and it's going to go like crazy. You're not going to have the functions of the 3D flips and everything in mode 1 or 3. You're only going to have that in mode 2, which is EXP1 again. But in mode 3, the expert mode, you're going to be able to flip it on your own if you're good enough. Be careful. They only recommend experts go into that mode because it is pretty hard to fly if you don't, if you don't have the experience, and you could just crash it and destroy it pretty quickly as well if you're in that mode and you don't have control of it. So be careful with that mode, but it's great because you can, get this as a beginner and then progress and progress and progress, and there's, a lot of advancement you could do with this one quadcopter. So enough talking about it. Let's get it out, check out what's in the box, and then get it out there and test it. Alright guys, so here's everything we get minus the 1SI here. First thing I want to show you is just the size difference. This is a standard size micro quadcopter. It's not a nano. Nanos are even smaller like the Proto X. Standard size micro quad here, and as you can see, the LaTrax Alias here is a good amount bigger. It's still not a full size helicopter, say like the 350QX or something, but it's a nice larger size. So it's it's not a micro. If you're looking for a micro, it's not it. But this is a little bigger, better for a little bit larger area. But I like that it's bigger. It's a difference to all the other micros out there. It's kind of in a size of its own, which is real nice. In the box, you get extra rotors, and then there's some extra pieces here, which I'm not 100% sure what they are, but they're down in there. You get an Allen wrench. You get AAA batteries, which are TRAXXAS branded, which is nice. Sometimes you get some off-brand Chinese or Asian thing. You get your charger, which is just a standard USB charger. Your battery, 3.7 milliamp, 1 cell, 650 mAh, 3.7 volt, 650 mAh. Other than that, in the box, you get your transmitter. We'll go over the functions of the transmitter before we fly here. And then you get your quick start guide and your actual owner's manual. So that's everything that comes in the box. Let's go ahead and look over the transmitter and then see what it does. Alright guys, I wanted to give you one more size comparison here. So that's the Alias right here, and as you can see, here's the 350QX. So just wanted to show that it's a little larger, but it's still smaller than something like a 350QX. But I like the size. It's a nice intermediate size. So let's go ahead and see about the transmitter and the functions it has. Alright, so here's our transmitter, and I just want to go over some of the features of it. Let's go ahead and turn it on. To begin with, like I said, we have the telemetry to show the battery power in the receiver. Now I'm charging my battery now. I haven't put it in the quadcopter yet, But in the upper left we have the charge status of the transmitter batteries, and in the upper right, when the helicopter is connected, it'll show us the charge status, remaining power in the receiver battery, or the battery that's in the helicopter is what that is. To go through modes here, you're in default normal flight mode, which is low rates to begin with. Press in here once, and I don't know if you could see it, but EXP1 just showed up. EXP1 is high rates, but still lots of stability for you, and that's the mode that you can do tricks in. So while you're in EXP mode 1, if you press in on this upper left button, and then give a direction, say put it to the right, the helicopter should flip to the right and then land. Press this button, then push to the left, it should flip to the left. Want to do a front flip, press it and push up, it should do a front flip. Same thing for a back flip, and then it'll do flips in any direction. Up to the right, up to the left, down right, down left. When you press this button, it says it gives you up to 3 seconds to put in your second command of where you want the flip to happen. So that's a long time, 3 seconds, so that should be fine. All you have to do is press this and then tell direction. It'll also do a pirouette 5 times in a row, I think it said. Press this and give you a rudder one way or the other, and it should do a nice multiple pirouette for you. Again, see, if we press this right cyclic stick, now might be hard to see, but we're in EXP2. This is for experts only. If you want to flip this around and go crazy, this is the mode to do it in, but don't go into EXP2 unless you can fly in every other flight mode first. It's going to be pretty crazy. Press it again, you go back to normal mode, and the EXPs disappear. Only other button we have that we have to worry about is the upper right, and this is simply going to turn on or off the LEDs on the helicopter. We'll take a little look at the helicopter here, or quadcopter, and basically we have gear-driven rotors here, and I can't really tell again if these are brushless or not motors, but they should have plenty of power. I kind of want to say they're brushed motors by the look of them, but I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. We have LED lights, and can't really see exactly where they are, but I'm guessing they're in here. Different color for the front and back, so real easy to see. Here's our battery tray in the bottom. Slide it in from this side, and these bumpers here will stop it from going too far. And then we should have a plug somewhere right up in here, and it uses a standard JST plug, which I'm not going to pull it out right now because it kind of feels, well, there we go, feels stuck. There we go. Just standard JST plug. So if you have any other single cell 500 to 700 milliamp batteries, you might be able to use it. Of course, it has to fit in there correctly as well. Other than that, the helicopter feels pretty light without the battery. Should be a nice flyer. I like how it has nice big rotors for the weight of this. It's really a light thing, so it should have tons of power. These tricks should be a lot of fun. We also have this button here, which I'm not really sure what that does. I'm not going to just pull things apart, but there is a button here which I'm not sure what it does, because it'll push in under the green here. If I figure out what that's needed for, it might just be to get into something, but I don't want to start pulling stuff apart. So that's the helicopter. Let's go ahead and get a battery charged and then see what this thing can do. We'll do some flight in low rates, high rates, and then we'll take it outside and try those tricks and see how the flips work. I'm not sure if I'll fly it very much in EXP2, the third flight mode, because I'm not trying to crash it on the first flight, but I might do something just for a second flight around, just so I can get a feel for it and let you guys know what it feels like. So let's get a battery in here and check it out. Alright guys, excuse my little bit of messiness in here. I've been doing a lot today. I got some clutter going on. We're going to go ahead and try this as fast as we can, because I want to get this outside and try the tricks before the sun goes down. And it's starting to get a little bit, yeah, dusky outside, but there's still light out there. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the transmitter and plug in the LaTrax Alias here. Make sure we plug this in the correct way. And inside, I'm just going to fly this in default beginner mode, in the low rates. So we're going to go ahead and just take this off. On the transmitter here, it's showing me the RX battery now, and it's showing full, and it should be. As you can see, the lights are on, but if we press this top button, turn on or off. So you can decide if you want them on or off. I'll leave them on, why not? But that will, of course, use a little more battery. to start your helicopter, it's disengaged. Throttle up does nothing. In order for this to work, let me point it away from me just to start. In order for this to work, you have to push in on the throttle button to arm it. And if you don't do anything for 5 seconds, it'll disarm again. It's a safety feature. So push in. It's going to beep at me. Now it's armed. Let's take it off and just see how it hovers here. Get a little farther forward. Looks like I need a couple forward trim, but nothing much. And maybe okay, we need a little bit of left trim, but not much. The throttle is very sensitive, guys. As you can see, it's going up and down on me here. Hands off here, guys. A little less throttle. Don't want to hit my TV. Let me get it back over here. And right here, get a little lower, get a little forward. I want to try to show you guys this hands off hover. Hands off hover, guys. Whoa! Alright, so now let's just fly it around the room. This thing has a lot of power. We got a lot of, ooh geez. We have a lot of power here, guys. This thing says you want at least a, oh geez. This thing says you want at least a 10 by 10 foot room. I'd say you want a lot bigger than that. Overall though, in normal default mode here, this is flying really nice. But it's in a small room, so my throttle management I got to be really careful with because I could hit the ceiling really easily. But overall, oh my god, it has so much power. It's ridiculous. But it's very connected, the response is instant. Very nice. Very nice. Oh my goodness, very nice. Look at this, little circuits in this tiny room. Bring it up by camera here so you guys can see it up close and hover. And as you can see, I'm having some problem with this throttle management because it's very, very touchy. Gonna have to get used to that throttle, but that's not a bad thing. It's just very, oh my, very touchy throttle. Check out how powerful this is, guys. I'm gonna get down low. It's very powerful, guys. I'm not going to fly it too much in this mode. I wanted to test that out. It says that you should do the tricks when your battery is pretty full because the lower your battery is, the less able it is to correct itself and pull itself back up after a flight. So let's go ahead and take this outside, see how it flies outside, and check out the tricks. Alright guys, we're outside now, and I've still got it in standard mode. I'm going to take it off, just do a little flight outside with it, and then we will put it into EXP1 mode and try out the tricks. Let's put it on the ground, see what happens. Arm it again. Alright, so now I'm outside and I have a lot more room. Throttle management isn't much of a problem out here. I have a lot easier time with this now, keeping it level, because I'm not as worried about it hitting anything. This is very connected, very nice feeling. So basically I want to get these tricks tested. Let's go ahead and put this into EXP mode 1. So I'm going to press it on the right stick. Now it's in EXP mode 1. Let me just fly it around. I have more control now. Definitely more sway going on. A lot more ability to go where I want. Flies very nice, guys. Let's go ahead and try a couple of these tricks. So I'm going to bring it up here, and we're going to go ahead and try a forward flip. So 1, 2, here we go. Oh, it didn't do it. Didn't do it. Oh, I turned off the lights, wrong button. All right, let's try the forward flip. Wow, very nice. Let's try a backwards flip. Wow, barely loses any altitude. Let's try a sideways to the right flip. Awesome. And let's try a sideways to the left flip. That was more like a 360. I think I went to the corner. There we go. It'll also do a kind of like a 5-time pirouette, so let's try that. There it goes. Oh geez. Alright guys, the 5 times pirouette works, but while it's going, you could still control the cyclic, however it doesn't stop doing what it was doing. So because of the wind, I got blown off screen. I turned off the throttle and it was fine. Let's go ahead and take it back up. Oop, I got stuck there. Still in EXP1. Let me go ahead and put it in EXP2. You can't do tricks in this mode, but this mode, oh my goodness, it's crazy. I could fly in this mode, but it's going to do whatever you tell it to in this mode. So don't fly in this unless you're an expert, guys. It's not going to auto level itself or anything. Okay, now I'm back in standard mode, the beginner mode, and as you can see, it's flying slower now. So I'm going to go back into EXP mode 1 and do a couple corner flips. It'll flip like to the front and left or right, or backwards and right and left at the same time. So let's try that. There, you can see that. It's a 360 flip, I think they call it. Let's try that again. Pretty cool, and it definitely catches itself really easy. It barely loses any altitude. Very nice. Try one up close to camera here, front flip. Nice. Let's try a back flip. Very, very nice. A little wind out here, guys, but it's able to handle it pretty good. It's holding itself nice. Very cool. Alright guys, so this is the LaTrax Alias, and I'd have to say, very nice helicopter. In EXP mode 1, it flies great. Lots of options with it. The flips are amazing. Definitely check this one out. I'm going to fly it a little more, and then see you guys later. Happy flying. Alright guys, we'll see you later.